Okay, and if we can start by looking forward to our Colts have got a round 4 of the National Colts Cup match on Sunday at 2 o'clock against Cleve. What do you think their expectations are of that match?
Well, hopefully their expectations will be the same as mine. I've seen them play 2 or 3 times this year. They're a good bunch of lads, a very competent group of players. So quietly confident that they can go and perform well. Their preparation's going well, and one of the things I've got to try and do is help with that by ensuring that the players that would normally be playing a significant part of the first team are given some time free, so that they're not playing 2 games in 2 days. So Tom Sanders, Ben West, Ollie Spanswick, Jamie Monger will be involved with the first team, but with enough time available so that they can play a significant part on Sunday. So yeah, I'm looking forward to a positive result from that lot.
Okay, so how important is it for some of our first team players to continue to play Colts rugby?
It's this year probably more so than ever, quite honestly. With the first team having such a hard time of it, it's important that people like Ben, particularly, who's played every game other than last weekend when he was injured, he'd started in every game. That's a big ask for someone who is 18 playing in an adult game, particularly in the position that he plays in, second row. It's important that he has some downtime, if you want. I'm not suggesting that Colts is easy, but it will be significantly easier than playing on a Saturday. So he can go back and enjoy his rugby, not be quite as physical. The other thing is that he's playing with his mates, which is why he started playing rugby in the first place, and hopefully why he'll continue to play rugby for a significant length of time. And there's lots of ways of enjoying it. Part of it is winning, and the Colts are successful, so he'll get that winning feeling, and he'll be playing with his mates, and then lastly he'll find it a little bit easier. So it is important that they do get to play for the Colts when the opportunity presents itself.
Okay, so wish them lots of luck for that match on Sunday, and hope lots of people go and watch. So Saturday, back to the first team, we've got Ealing at home. Are we hoping for 4 tries in that match? Is that our main goal?
Well, it's certainly one of our goals. We're starting to just be a little bit more realistic with what we're aiming to do. Ealing are top of the division, and there's probably a very good reason for that, and that's because they've won a lot of games. And we've played them once already, and they put 90-odd points on us, and I don't think we scored any points ourselves that day. And I'm sure they'll be coming down, as I've sort of said to a few people now, coming down to win, coming down to get their 5 tries. But I also think they'll probably be coming down to stop us scoring any tries. It's getting significantly harder to score tries because sides are setting themselves an extra target, and so we're going to have to work doubly hard to score some points. But yeah, that is going to be one of our things, and obviously reducing the margin. Last weekend wasn't comfortable to play in, wasn't comfortable to watch. We spent a lot of time working on how to reduce that problem. And it's time to put it into practice this weekend. So be more competitive when they've got the ball, and be more clinical when we've got the ball. So yeah, hopefully 4 tries and another bonus point.
Okay, so can you tell us who's in the squad and just summarise any injury problems we've got?
Yeah, well, injuries aren't too bad at the moment. We're going to do a fitness test on Martin Freeman tonight just to see how he's shaping up. But it is important that we don't rush these guys back. We need to look at the longer term picture with all of these. But front row probably similar to last week with Tom Fiddler, Alistair Widdop and Luke Sawyer, Andy Cannock. Jack Taggart unfortunately is not available to us, so we might start with Ben West in the second row, but we could try Tom Bax or even Greg Price in there. Tom obviously can play front row, but he's quite tall, so he can play in the second row. And then the back row of possibly Greg again, Paul Archer and Joe Carver. Andy Gale has recovered from his bout of flu/glandular fever. Clarkey at 10, and then Steve Datcher. And if Martin is fit, then Martin will start in the centre. But George Strang, who would have been playing for us during December but for the snow. He's coming back from Leeds University, so he'll be in the squad, possibly in the centre or on the wing. Johan, who took a bit of a bang to the head last week but was cleared by the doctor. Unfortunately for us, this is Johan's last game because he's going off to university in South Africa. So hopefully we can send him off with a bonus point, and hopefully he can be the guy that scores the fourth try if he has to. Dan Thorne, who deputed very well at late notice at scrum half, will be in the squad with Oscar, obviously available to us. Jamie Monger will be in there with Nathan Thomas, obviously covering the front row. The thing with Jamie is that he's one of these Colts, and we want to keep him fresh for the Sunday game. And then there's Joe Gren and Tim Parker. So again, a bit like last week, more than 20. It just depends on how we see it shaping up tonight, really.
Okay, thanks for your time, Andy.